Grand Rising, Grand Rising, love yourself, the highest form of wealth. So I've had dreams lately, and it's been a while. They started when I was age 5, actually. When I envision where I'm currently at right now. All praise Maat, all praise Thoth. So before I get into these dreams that are foretelling, I want to go back to a moment while I was in South Africa in the house train, and I noticed that it seemed as if the change that is happening more rapid right now towards us becoming inorganic, more inorganic or unnatural, was slowly creeping in. I noticed that everyone seemed to be bowing to their phones, you know, and I'm not above or below anyone. And I noticed myself doing the same. And I looked up and I said, why are we talking to each other? Why are we so comfortable talking on this device, which is a tool like money that can be used as it is currently to be one polar or the opposite polar? Note that I didn't say good or bad. So now going to my dream, I'm dropped into a scenario where I'm in people's homes, and it's some of these movies show like these inorganic beings being hooked up to machines, um, whether it be the phone or TV, but being so dialed in. One memory serves me with this Black Mirror series that was on Netflix, where these people are so tuned in to, let's say, the media or television, that they're in these rooms that are virtual rooms that are all around them. They can create surroundings that are not real. Like they can create a scene around them, a virtual scene, and as virtual reality becomes more and more, and as we are locked down more and more, we're getting more comfortable with this idea of creating this space, a non-realistic, inorganic, unnatural space where we communicate with people via the internet. And then we lose complete touch with Netta, Maat, Mother Nature, who in herself can solve all our problems. But anyways, going back to the dream, I'm looking at these people, and they eating inorganic foods and totally comfortable with living a life, totally isolated indoors, totally socially distanced, and just the procreation of life being totally cut off. And there's so many devices making sure that that continues. I won't go into deep with that, but a number one big push against procreation and sex confusion has been LGBT or feminism, role confusion, sex confusion, fear. When Ma'at has already said, I am the source, everything after me is the resources, or is a regurgitation, a copy. Second dream. So this is foretelling that the monetization, the monitoring of humans, or whatever we are to become. Mind you, human is a colorful people of all shades. accepted by Ma'at. We are very clear that the ones who have fallen from Ma'at, far from them, and become unnatural, have implemented this new world. And some of us know that the new world has to have a polar. There can't always be doom without glory. You have to have night, and you have to have day. And as we overcome the dualities, we see and are clear about this. But anyways, the second dream, I won't mention the brother's name and I won't mention the sister's name, but regardless of flaws, I love them and I love you. Prior to that, I love myself. We're in a mall. I want to say this mall is somewhere in Johannesburg. As I'm walking, I'm seeing a lot of inorganic, unnatural beings watching me. And usually I would get very uncomfortable. But I just took note of it as I'm walking through the mall, and the numbers increased and increased and increased and increased. Then I saw my brother and sister, and I could sense that there was about to be something big happen. And out of nowhere, these inorganic beings break out into a frenzy of violence. And it's as if my sister was the catapult with her argument with my brother. As the violence happened, I don't know what happened. People were getting locked up, people were being beat, people were being killed. It seemed as fear had gripped everyone. Embrace our future, the children that are right next to me in this school. If you want to deny it, it's fine, but I am for the youth. I'm here placed purposely to inspire the youth, starting with my own kids. But anyways, going back, this frenzy of fear and violence happens. Thing is, my brother comes out unscathed, smiling, and he's like, "Why didn't you help me?" And without saying anything, telepathically, I said, "I've been trying to help you, my brother. I've been, you know." As I'm walking out the building, another brother is yelling things, and it touches me. I don't remember exactly what he's yelling, but it was as if he was saying a prophecy of the last shall be first and the first shall be last. Those who have carried the light, work the light, fully accepting their darkness too, but saying, "I'm going to carry the light," light workers, rebel or rebels that have went against the current of the mainstream media or Medusa, turning people into stone. Um, what I interpreted from this is that there will be, or has been, or in the future there will be another surge of fear. And from this, if those that are protected themselves, protected their energies, they will come out unscathed. Some of them will have to realize and understand that they should have been supporting and growing with those who have constantly been a light, a source of clarity, truth, honesty, keeping their word. Word is bond. They will, in this moment that is soon to come, they will understand that there are those individuals, true individuals, who, and shout out to all these individuals who, despite being in the valley of darkness, have shed their light, shed their truth, been honest with you, have done nothing more than try to grow you, done nothing more to try to find harmony, or try to bring harmony, or try to lead you towards harmony. I share because I care. I had a sister or oracle who always said sharing is caring. She always preached that. I'm not sharing this for some limelight. You don't need the limelight when you are the light. You can't gaslight the light. Peace, one love. This is peace. You see, this is separation or victory. For me to be victorious, I need this though. For me to be victorious, someone has to lose. And for so long, those bringing the truth have lost. We've lost so many people, you know. My heroes, we lost. Let's start currently with Nipsey Hussle. And let's go back to Malcolm. And then let's go back to Garvey. And then let's go back to Harriet Tubman. Let's go back to Jim and Jack Ware, who are our ancestors, our family. Before all of that, please be aware. Please know thyself. Like, know yourself. And understand that to be a god is to be good. To be a goddess is to be goodness. Increase his goodness, his good. Recognize her goodness. Respect, which is admiration of her goodness. Respect and admiration of his good. Yes, you can keep dwelling on his flaws or dwelling on her flaws, but increase her vibration. Amun Ra, ascend, ascend. One, one, oneness. Come together, 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 together. You can gather more together.